Kanpai! Oh, it's my intro. Shit.
It is your intro.
Okay.
Better get on it, boy.
Welcome, Weebs, to... Shut up. Welcome, Weebs, to this week's episode of Kanpai Cast. We are joined by a special guest, SarahTsang. Say hello, SarahTsang.
Hi!
Cool.
It's me.
Yep, it is Sarah. And this week, Sarah asked to talk about horror/sad anime.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what the inspiration to that was. However, we'll get back to that in just a second as we go over housekeeping. Just to remind everyone, we have timestamps and chapters allowing people to navigate any section that they want without having to just listen to the whole ramblings of some British idiot. I'm not going to name names. Me. And yeah, so that, we do that every week. So the next thing is Loz's internet should be back, hopefully, for next episode. Think
freedom.
Stop breaking the fourth wall. Right.
Xeno has Laws kidnapped in the other room. It's
no,
it's a problem.
If you hear any muffled screaming, please do not report it to the police.
He's currently visiting, but anyway, so the whole point is that, so hopefully we'll get Lars back for next week, but we're not entirely sure. We're not committing to anything at this moment in time. But one thing we are going to say is for the month of April, we're looking to not have any guests so that we can look to do the improved quality. So we did a demo a couple of weeks ago to show off what it would be like if I was to record it locally compared to recording it over Discord and things, and the quality improved so much. We want to see how much we can actually actualize that. But yeah, so we'll get into that in the future. But that is it for housekeeping. And now I'm going to move on to news for this week, Nasuth.
Right. So we got a couple of sad ones, unfortunately. As friends, as enjoyers of Godzilla, on March 14th, the franchise actor Akira Takarada passed away at age 87. This was only 4 days after he'd been at a greeting event for a different, a completely different movie. No cause of death, but Takarada-san appeared in many Godzilla films, including the original in 1954 and a deleted scene in the 2014 movie. So, I mean, the man's done a lot of work.
Yeah.
Also, strangely enough, on the same day, a calligrapher whose art showed up in Demon Slayer passed away at age 86 due to heart failure. He has created 57 unique fonts spanning more than 400,000 characters, working up until literally the day he died.
Holy shit.
That is incredible.
Yeah, I know, right? Aside from Demon Slayer, his fonts have also appeared in a variety of other media and some of them are even in Adobe's official fonts.
Wow.
Well, as somebody who uses fonts on the daily for my design work, I know exactly how much effort that goes into that. And creating it for non-Romanic language, that is so much more effort.
Yeah.
I can only applaud the legacy he's left behind there.
There was a little tidbit in the story that I read that his son was the one who actually informed him that his work was being used in Demon Slayer.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Right, so in Toei, the Toei Animation hack continues to delay several projects, including One Piece, Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai, Delicious Party Precure, Digimon Ghost Game, and the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie. So
what Toei hack?
There was a Toei hack like a couple weeks back. Why did
you not report this?
I don't remember, actually. I didn't report this. I think it happened like in the middle of the week and I completely forgot about it by the time Kanpai Cast came around. Yeah, I know, just falling down on the job. However, follow up on something we did report, quote unquote, we shared a report about the quasi-state of emergency Japan would be going into to combat COVID-19 rates. Their rates are now down below 50% of peak, and Prime Minister Fumio Kishida announced the government is lifting restrictions. In fact, as of the airing of this episode, they should have already been gone several days. So that's good news. And finally, Crunchyroll to stream Goro Taniguchi's Estab Life TV anime ahead of the Japanese broadcast premiere. It's already streaming on Fuji TV's on-demand service, but Crunchyroll's going to get it 2 weeks before the actual broadcasts on, actual over-the-air broadcast. The first 2 episodes will be on March 23rd, and they should be continuing after that. So yeah, as again on the as of the time of this airing, you should be able to have start watching it. I can't remember what it's about now, but I put a note in here that said it sounds really cool, so I am assuming it's very heavily sci-fi based.
Not just really cool. You've actually
italicized really cool. Yeah, I remember it being something very, very sci-fi based. So you know me, I love my sci-fi. And I think that's it for the news.
Cool. So we're going to move into the core topic of this. I suppose what I'm going to do now is hit this button, and then I'm going to hit this button, and basically, ask Sarah. So, what inspired you to pick this as a topic?
I guess it's because it's literally my favorite genre of anime. I love horror and sad anime. Anything that can make me feel it like some sort of way, to cry or make me feel hollow after an episode or whatever. So when I first got into anime, I walked into my friend watching Aura in high school, and I was like, I don't think I'm into this, but I'll watch it anyway. And then and it led to watching Death Note, and because of that it went into horror anime genres, and yeah.
Is it kind of like that cathartic experience after a good cry where you're left kind of drained, but also feeling strangely good, strangely like it's a good kind of drained?
It's only, I guess, it would be you feeling all these type of emotions that you don't expect from a show, or when you watch an episode, and I don't really get emotional over TV shows, so it happens. It just happens every now and then. So yeah.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I get the feeling that we are diametrically opposed people. You are enjoying the horror because it makes you feel something you wouldn't normally feel, and that would be the emotions that are in your life. So I think you are a very, very wholesome person at heart.
Excuse me.
Whereas me, I watch all fluff and the silly isekais because my feeling I don't feel my daily life is happiness and wholesomeness.
I'm not wholesome. People think I am, but how? How can I prove that?
No, not on YouTube. You can't. Let's be perfectly honest with that.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so I think I want to direct the conversation to one of the 2 shows you spoke about. You said, hey, can we talk about this sort of thing? One of which being Angel Beats.
Yeah.
And why did you pick this one?
It's literally my favorite anime of all time. It's the only anime and that's ever made me feel. It's only ever made me cry. Actually, every end of the episode, and at the end of the anime, it's the only anime that made me feel really hollow for weeks, and I've tried chasing that feeling for any other anime that made me feel the same way, but I can't, and I haven't been able to, and it's been so many years. The first time I watched this was 2016, and I haven't found an anime since Angel Beats that made me feel that way again. So yeah.
So this is an interesting one. If memory serves, Angel Beats, effectively the characters end up in limbo, right? And they are trying to accomplish something before they can pass on, if memory serves.
Yeah.
However, they are super resistant to the idea of passing on. And it's odd to hear you say that you like the idea of, the end of each episode, you were left feeling hollow, and at the end of the season, you felt sad for the weeks. I mean,
I think what Xeno's trying to say is this is one about solving the problems of the people that are resistant to moving on with their lives, and moving on with their deaths, which is generally considered to be a positive theme rather than a upsetting or sad one.
It's like you get reattached to the characters, and because of that, you think like you'll be happy for them, but like you also feel kind of sad that they're leaving people that they love behind.
Yeah, that was actually going to be what I was going to suspect it was.
Yeah, it's just like what somebody pointed out for funerals. It's not for them; it's for us, the people left behind.
Yeah.
So you've got that whole aspect to it, because you're feeling like you're one of the people left behind because you have to continue with the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I see it.
I actually recently watched. I didn't expect to enjoy it, but I recently watched The Good Place, and at the very end of that, I don't want to give it away, but it's sort of a similar situation where all these characters you've come to know over the seasons, one by one, go away.
I've never seen that show before.
It's a live action. I mean, it's a Western comedy, but it's honestly really good. I did not expect to like it, and it turned out to be really good.
I should check that out. I love shows that are recommended to me.
It genuinely feels like that one fiction I wrote when I was 14 and in my really edgy phase, where I killed off all of my characters one by one in reverse.
But see, that sort of thing you almost never see in media, and I think you could do it really well. I mean, it is obviously has been done really well. It doesn't have to just be the edgy teenager.
No, that was just me. Other people could probably do it way more wholesomely than me.
And
I
that's
just
why
did it to kill off
you're
my
really
characters.
cool.
I actually had one where the bad guy won and blew up the Earth, because I'd never seen that before. Anyway, enough about our fan fictions.
I'm not gonna lie, you two are weird,
No.
Nasuth, God. Anyway, so I think one direction I want to take.
Oh dear.
One of the directions I want to take this in is actually, I suppose, a story of survival as well as horror and just how it plays out and things, which is Promised Neverland. Right, the first season, not the second season. Right.
Yeah, I've only seen the first season, and that's the only anime that I bought the first book manga, the manga volume 1 basically, and that's what got me into buying manga actually. So,
wow. Yeah. Serendipitous.
Yeah.
So the big thing with Promised Neverland is the fact that effectively the characters, that our main protagonists are these really young kids, and they are in an orphanage, and I think it's by either the first or the second episode, it turns out that they are effectively livestock, right? They are treated as food for monsters. What is that? Well, no, this is literally the second episode. Right, sorry, someone's third backseat driving. There you go. So it's so basically the kids, they need to work out a way on how to survive, and I don't want to go into too much detail because the first season is just so damn good, but it's this horror of like how are kids going to beat adults? I mean, I think they're like 6 years old at most. They're really, really young. Yeah.
I thought they looked like 8 or 9, but that's still pretty young.
It's
Yeah,
kind of the
well,
anime
I'm like-
effect on that one.
Some of them are like really super intelligent, and they have to do some stuff to try and survive. And it's honestly, it's a brilliant piece. But like, as the story plays out, as people they do not have plot armor in the slightest, you start to feel the whole like, oh dear god, the gravitas towards the whole situation, or the gravity, but yeah.
Gravitas, good word.
Yeah, so I can completely understand and appreciate this, because one thing I do like about this genre is the fact that anyone can fall victim to this. No one truly has plot armor.
Yeah. It's so good, like from the get-go of Promised Neverland. I love like how emotional the kids are, especially towards like the end of the first episode. So yeah, it's like, I mean, like the little dude with the ginger hair was like, where it was really like wholesome, and I wanted to like pat him on the head.
Aw.
I think that's a girl.
Is she?
I think it's a girl.
I don't know. Forgot.
But yes,
Dude is-
Forgot.
dude is-
It's been a while.
Dude is every gender. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I think, again, it's also quite nice seeing these characters who try to make the sacrifice for the greater good of the team as well. As opposed to just like being selfish and spoiled. Like, we watch series like High School of the Dead, which are just silly and ridiculous. And you see characters who are best friends, are running along trying, and then one of them throws the other one into the zombies just to escape, and ends up
It's like we'll escape together. We'll survive this. And one of them gets their ankle caught as they're running upstairs, and the other one turns around, looks at them, and just goes, "Right, see ya, boy."
Yeah.
Again, I think it's also quite nice that we actually have shows like that show like the ugly side of humanity as well, which in some stuff, everything's like superficial and pretty and everything. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the idea that everybody does actually end up happy in the end, because I know it doesn't happen in real life.
Happiness in the end of like an anime. I don't think I enjoy like happy endings. I don't know, because I like.
Wait. Nobody take that out of context.
Oh my.
It's only in your head. You are dirty. So only you.
Thaylien dirty, no.
Look, Zeno, he's pouting.
Nothing unusual there.
Stop him from pouting.
Okay.
You know what? Stop me pouting. That's squeak. Stop me pouting. See, this is why you're a VTuber and we're not, because you don't squeak when you laugh. It's that kind of little noise that makes a VTuber work. Anyway, back to the sad and horror. Let's do that.
I think like I don't know if this makes me sound weird, but like happiness. I don't think I enjoy happiness in like anime, because I just like enjoy when something bad happens, because it makes me feel more emotional towards it than like the serotonin feeling of like, wow, I'm with my friends again and love and all that. And yeah, it makes me sound really like heartless, but it's more just like I can't really explain it, but like I just really like something like that happens. It's the emotional side that I can feel that, right? Not because something bad is happening to a person, but it's more the shock value, and you're like, oh fuck, this is happening now in this show, and it ends in a cliffhanger and stuff, and you want more basically of it, and that's why I love horror and sad anime. So
the drama as well.
Yeah, it's the drama of it.
But not the drama of slice of life. It's the drama of actual, adrenaline situations.
I'm totally with her on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Hopefully that doesn't make me sound like a sociopath.
No, that actually makes you sound like a fiction writer.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the key things. If you listen to the interviews of any author that creates a fantasy setting, their exact method is how far can we push these characters? How much can we take from them before they come out of it at the other end? Do we break them, or do we make them rise like a hero? And that's every fiction author in the world.
Yeah.
So you're watching other people that are just like you, which is great fun.
Yeah. That's why I'm really enjoying it, like a lot of these type of shows.
So has there been a show, because I'm trying to find my footing in this discussion. Has there been a show that you have thought this was really, really good up until this point where a character succeeds, or you wanted them to fail? Do you follow the question for a start? I mean,
so like, bad things are happening, and then suddenly something good happens to them.
Yes. Like, do you ever feel like the this could have been better had it gotten worse, or this could have been better if, like, all of a sudden they didn't just use their broken limbs to flail around like a monkey and murder their opponent?
I mean, that's the whole premise of Attack on Titan, right? That's how I feel. That's why I kind of stopped watching a lot from season 2 onwards. So
yeah, but it gets so weird after that, though. Like, even when they succeed, it turns out to almost be a bad thing.
Yeah, I haven't watched season 3 or season 4, but I should, because apparently everyone's like season 4 is really good.
It's all right. I haven't watched part 2 yet.
Yeah, I just haven't watched. I've only watched season 1 and half of season 2 before I got bored, to be honest.
No,
but, yeah.
you stopped literally right before everything changes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. It's still not necessarily one of my favorite anime, but I think it might fit in with the whole, like, even when they succeed, they fail in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, Nasuth, please elaborate why.
So, like, even though...
Do we need spoiler tags for it?
I think I can do it without spoilers. Let's see. So, when they succeed in establishing their new sort of ability and their perimeter and push the Titans back, it's at the cost of discovering who they are and why they're actually isolated from the rest of the world, which is not the reason that you're presented with. So, but that truth isn't good. It's a bad truth, and it leads them down a very dark path. A lot of people compared it. A lot of people compared it to the sort of the Nazi expansion in right before World War II. It's that sort of feel of they're going to fuck things up now.
Yeah, no, I agree. That is a good point about the thing. But I always find it disappointing, regardless of the genre, of when somebody makes a move and somebody does something that's clearly, built up and does the genre proud for what it's supposed to do, or it adds the drama it's supposed to be, but one stupid bit of writing changes it into something completely different.
Yeah.
That is also an unfortunate part of Attack on Titan, is that there's a really stupid genetic memory component that's just awful.
Yeah, but I'll name something rather stupid. I read a manga, and I admit I read it for impure reasons. It was freezing, and it's for the big titties. Let's be fair. That's what the thing is for. But there's a
At least he's honest.
There's a scene where they did the drama thing where they brought in somebody else to be the main the main female lead's partner, and try to take control and try to push the main character out of the picture. They did everything to completely take this all away from our main character. It was supposed to leave him with nothing, push him right to the edge. But then, he was right. The evil character was right there winning. He could have walked away and everything would have gone wrong. He could have completely demolished the character that had been building up in the main character. Every single situation would have been absolutely as the evil guy decided. But for some reason, he tried to turn the female lead to try to tell her to kill the protagonist. It was the one single thing they could have done that would break everything in their plan. Because that's the one line that wouldn't be crossed, as it were. Everything else on the table, but killing him, no.
Oh dear.
And that one stupid choice and that one stupid bit of writing just completely derailed that whole thing and turned it into some super wholesome moment. At that point, I realized, no, sorry, this writer has no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
Not even with something that's just about the titties. It's just not. It just
That
ruined
sounded
all.
like, for a moment I forgot like you were actually talking about something about tits, basically.
It's what I do. It's what I do. But yeah, so yeah, I get Zeno's question with this. And it's, do you have those moments where you're watching it for that emotional response? You're watching it for that drama and darkness, and then they just, for whatever reason, let the heroes have their win.
Yeah.
Was that ever truly disappointing to you, or have you seen too many?
Yeah, I feel that way like a lot of the time, like, because I want to feel in a show with horror and sad kind of anime genres. I want to feel like I'm involved as well when I'm watching the show. I want to feel all these emotions. I want to feel helpless in like that something isn't going right, and I want to feel like in that moment, in the last moment, that something bad is going to happen, and then it just stops. And I want just want to experience that be immersed with it, basically. And so when like it takes you out of that moment into, hey, good guy doing this thing now, and it's just like, okay,
and it doesn't feel earned.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't feel earned. Yeah, exactly.
I think I may have. Oh, Thaylien, go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say, I think we've thoroughly dug into Zeno's points, and I'm watching our timer, so maybe it's time for another question.
Actually, I wanted to change the direction and talk about Terra Formars, right? Or Terra Formars, or however you want to pronounce this. So this was a series that didn't do well. There's 2 seasons of it, but it didn't do well. And in all honesty, it has this whole there is no hope. There is you've got this ragtag team trying to survive, trying to find salvation, trying to find a solution, but it's how do I again, no one has plot armor. Anyone and everyone can die. Sometimes a character will come in and save a group at the last minute, but they may end up sacrificing themselves, actually properly dying, trying to protect this other group of individuals and things. And it's a really, really good series. Unfortunately, because of the genre and things, because Terra Formars is sort of like that horror, has that horror element to it. It didn't get an end, right? It stopped at season 2. Again, season 2 was a surprise. Came out of I think it was like 2 or 3 years later, and yeah, unfortunately, we'll never know what happens unless you go away and read the manga. And I think there are quite a number of horror shows that have this happen to them. So how do you feel disconnected from the genre because you know that it might not have an end?
I don't watch like when it has like more than one season. I just I think like it's my fault, but I definitely have way too many expectations for it to be like amazing, over the top, or whatever. But then it just like goes downhill. So when it has just one season, and like there's a cliffhanger at the end of the season, and that there's nothing anymore after that. That's what I like, basically, because you're wanting more. It just ends at the right moment for me, you know, because like it's for me, I guess like it's interesting enough that you want more, but you just want it like keep it to yourself, you know.
But does that work when there is more in terms of manga? There's like, you know, there can be so much more, but you know, it just doesn't get produced as an anime. Because another show for me was the Guyver that had that, like half of it never got turned into an anime.
What one?
The Guyver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it, you know,
I think another one that fits into the horror genre though would be Berserk, because that just covers a extremely tiny section of the yeah, you got it. Okay. The manga as a whole, like the manga is huge, and this just covers like the very beginning of it.
I got volume 1 manga of Berserk like last month, because it took like you know, since the author died like a few years ago or a year ago.
No. It was really recent.
Oh right.
He stopped producing due to ill health.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, and his son took it over.
Yeah.
But he died. Oh god, I think it was Loz. Do you remember when the author of Berserk died?
Last year.
Was it last year? I thought it was this year.
21. That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took a whole year to like buy a volume 1 copy of the manga, because it was always sold out. After, like, I didn't know like much about Berserk, but like after he passed away, I was interested in it, and I watched Golden Arc.
Yeah, Golden Arc's really good.
Because of that, I bought the manga. But like it took like a year later to get it. So yeah.
But it does kind of have that thing you're talking about, where it just, you get to the climax and it just stops. It just ends.
Now,
yeah.
That actually, I thought of this when you were talking about it, about the cliffhanger at the end. That's like the classic horror movie trope, isn't it? Where at the end they do a sting to show, hang on, but it's not really over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the character opens their eyes at the very end. Oh no, they're not really dead.
Or you know, the knife gets picked up off the bloody floor, that kind of thing.
That's the big trope.
Yeah,
but
that's and at the end of a series, that shows, you know, it's a similar sting to it for a cliffhanger at least. So I can see why you would actually like that.
Yeah, but that's not the sort of thing that we particularly say. particularly experienced in anime, is it?
It's not where they
No,
they don't
it's
plan
just-
for that ending. It just happens, unfortunately.
No, just
Well, no, I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's more a case of, like, you know, you see the fight between sort of like Freddy versus Jason, and just as Freddy's about to throw a punch, oh, it's the end.
Oh yeah,
Get
yeah.
get you that in part 2. There's never a part 2. You know, it's that sort of effect, and, like, you know, we see it in all sorts of stuff. I mean, worse still is shows like Blood Sea, where, like, I don't know if any of you have watched Blood Sea.
No, I've only seen the movie.
No.
So if you more often than not, floating around on things like Reddit or TikTok or Instagram or something, there is a meme that shows what the show is like, and it's like really dark, gritty, and gruesome, and then the intro of the show where everyone's happy and they're dancing and things. The actual reference material for that is Blood Sea, right? And it's actually another take on Blood the Last Vampire or Blood Plus Plus. Or was it Blood Plus? No,
I think it was
just
just Blood Plus.
sorry. Yeah, sorry. So this is Saya, the vampire who goes around hunting other vampires, so on and so forth. But this
Marceline the
setting is
Vampire
very-
Queen. Yeah.
Wrong show. But anyway, I like your enthusiasm. But again, this it was really, really cool. But they cliffhanged it so badly because it was going to end with a movie, right?
Oh.
Or it did end with a movie, but they cliffhanged it so badly.
spot
you
the
had-
main character.
Yeah. No, actually, to be fair, like, all those characters are relevant, which is, you know, it's
Well,
surprising.
yes, but spot the main character, obviously. Come on.
Okay, fair. But the problem was that I don't know what they were planning with the movie, but it sort of like jumped the shark so badly. It's actually, no, it's not the Fonz jumping the shark. It's you start the movie and the Fonz is halfway through jumping the shark. Like, what the fuck? You're completely disconnected with what's going on because they seem to have done a time skip for no reason. And, like, I was expecting this to follow on after the anime series. What's going on? You know,
Reboot.
But could it-
That happens with Berserk, right? With, like, I heard that, like, the 2016 movie.
Oh yeah,
skips
the
everything.
yeah. It
Oh.
starts after the event.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, it's trying to do the rest of the manga, but it was bad. It was so bad.
Yeah, a lot of people. I heard like a lot of people didn't like 2016 Berserk.
Interestingly, there's a Dreamcast Berserk game that also takes place after the eclipse, and it's really good. It's actually really well done.
But yeah, the thing is with the Berserk manga, after the eclipse, that is proper grimdark territory with a side of redemption. But it just, nobody seems to be able to do it justice. Everybody loves the bit up to the eclipse. And they just want to keep retelling it like Batman and his parents.
I can't stand the whole like Batman and parents and stuff like in every single movie. It's like I already know enough.
So would you say, Zeno, that even with that disconnect, does it still manage to like do a proper horror?
Definitely the first half of the series itself does. Like, the series does like a really good job of that horror element, and it plays there's a but that intro is just completely misleading. It is gruesome as fuck, right? I just remember being so disappointed in the movie. I just don't remember the movie at all. But
I
yeah,
have
it's
to watch this now.
Yeah, I should
Yeah,
check
but-
it out because I really like what I see with the art style because that's my type of art style.
I'm seeing two very good
anime.
reasons, at least.
oh my god.
Yeah, the glasses. It's the glasses.
Yes, definitely. Oh, twins. Come on.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
So, moving on from Thaylien.
Boy!
So, one one question I have, like, okay, so I don't know if you guys have gone through this, but I have found myself drawn to the Chainsaw Man manga. Right?
Ooh, I really want
Mhm.
that.
I have
Or read
not
it.
that, but it is one of those ones that's on my list to do because so many good things I've heard.
Yeah, so I've been reading the manga and things. I've been really enjoying the manga, and I am looking forward to the series. It is done by Studio Mappa, and hopefully it will pay respect to the what's called the manga when it comes out. But oh gosh, how do I say this? One concern I have is, will it live up to the expectations of the manga, right? So have you guys ever experienced a manga that you've read first that's sort of like in this vein of the horror and everything, that later on you read, so you watch the series and go like, what the fuck was this? Or have I just asked a dead-end question?
Yeah. Well, gonna have to pass with me because as I say, I watch the wholesome and fluffy.
Yeah.
And I don't read manga, so
Yeah, I watched like the anime first, then read the manga second. So, yeah.
Okay, well, to twist the conversation ever so slightly, have you watched the series, then went and read the manga and went, fuck, the manga did it so much better?
Nana. Yeah. Nana is a anime about two girls called Nana. One is a rock chick whose boyfriend is in a rock band, and it's just about like relationships and stuff, and a lot of people cheating on each other and then finding out, and then like the manga just stops as well. Like the manga, like I guess the author got sick and just stopped writing basically, and that's one of the things that it's been a long time basically since like I last seen it. Was like I watched it in 2006, and it's been a long time since like anything that's happened with the manga, so I wanted more.
So it's quite clearly the manga's done, but not the way that anyone would feel satisfied.
Yeah. Like the anime was really good, and so was the manga, but like the manga was better as well than the anime, because I really liked the art style. So and also the way it was written. So yeah.
Okay, well, does anyone have any? Yeah.
Here's kind of a question to go along with that. Do you think so? It's a well-known problem over here that movie or TV adaptations of books are all never as good as the book. Never as good as the book. Do you think that there's less chance of that in anime? Do they do a better job of adapting it more often than they do in the West?
Like live action anime?
No, just manga to anime.
Oh.
So when you say you watch the manga, you watch the anime first, then you read the manga. But
how often is the manga always like? Does it blow it out of the water like it does in the West?
What I mean is, no. I think what the good question would be how often does that measure up? Yes, the manga may be better, but did they do a good job adapting it into an anime from what you then read?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. There's a few like that.
Would you say that's more than we get with the bad comic book movies in the West?
A little bit, yeah. It's like the same, like with the comic books as well as the manga. So like 50-50, yeah.
Okay. Because I'm fairly sure that anime as a whole didn't have the tax haven over in Europe that a lot of comic book movie authors, movie writers had. where they could just go over there and use it basically as a tax haven while they produce their movies in the lowest possible way.
Oh, we found the real horror, talking about taxes.
Yeah. And
life.
the original Electra movie.
Oh yeah. I've only seen reviews of it, and it looked terrible.
Yeah, much like the original Deadpool movie. Not Deadpool. Daredevil movie.
Yeah.
Whereas the TV show was great, the movie was so
The one with
bad.
and the
Ben
Punisher.
Affleck? No, not Ben Affleck.
No,
Someone else. I forgot.
yeah, someone that looks remarkably like him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry,
whoever
we
it
talking
was,
about
they had a
We're talking about superhero movies now.
Okay.
yes for their bad adaptations because they had, all that they were doing was grabbing the name. I mean, the live action stuff suffers from the same thing where you get name grabs like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of the time that there are way more faithful anime adaptations of a manga than there are, TV show adaptations of a comic book.
That's my feeling on it too. Yeah.
I don't know, Sarah. Have you seen the show on Netflix, Komi Can't Communicate?
I really want to watch it. I keep seeing it about.
It is wholesome fluff. I warn you now. Spoiler warning is wholesome fluff. But it's a really good adaptation of the manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even Laws has said that.
I like some wholesome stuff, by the way. Like, I was gonna say Keijo, but that's something else. I meant something else.
That's wholesome.
I meant that came up in my mind. I meant Nichijo, not Keijo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
True.
I have one that might actually be kind of a mix of wholesome and horror. I've been threatening to talk about it for weeks, but I always touch on it and then always move away. It is Made in Abyss.
Ooh, that's been on my anime watch list for a long time, and I keep wanting to watch it. But
you need this is the movies. This is not the series. I haven't actually watched the series, but you need to watch these. I think. I said that to everyone, but I think because the first one's a little light on the light side because it's introducing you to the world. It's we've got this weird robot boy who just shows up. We've got this very strange world where there's a literal giant pit called the Abyss, and the further down you go, the more it puts a curse on you, and so you reach a point where you can't come back up anymore. But it's full of all this weird and wonderful stuff, and so you get hunters that go down in there to try and find it. And this robot boy, just shows up one day from nowhere, and meets our main characters find him and activate him and get him all working again. And the main girl, her mother was an abyss hunter and has been gone forever. And so her dream is to go down in there and find her mother. And she and the robot boy decide to go down in there. And that's pretty much the first movie. It's a lot of world building, it's a lot of getting you used to it. You see a little bit of the first couple of levels of the Abyss. Huh?
You said it was movie.
Movie, sorry, yes, movie.
I didn't know that was a movie, by the way.
First movie.
He definitely means movies in our series. Okay. But here's a question, for somebody who hasn't watched it. When you say Abyss Hunters, what's the reason to go into the Abyss if it occurs?
Because there are things like him in there. There are all these weird relics of some past civilization or some. Nobody really understands what the Abyss is because nobody's been able to get down to the bottom. But there are these strange monsters and weird physics properties and relics, artifacts like him, like strange powerful things or just it's weird stuff. So you can get rich from it.
Enough.
Or prestigious, or whatever. Yeah, so that's the first movie. The second movie is where things start to get a little more serious. I think at the very end of the first one, we find out that the girl. It's either at the end of the first one or it's It's either the end of the first one or it's during the second one. We find out that the girl, there may be something seriously wrong with her. It's not this. It's something else that I don't want to spoil. But this happened because she was attacked by a creature, and the boy couldn't save her. He wants to protect her. He has these special abilities, like his arms are super extendy, and he can even shoot a giant, Kaioken Kamehameha blast, but it knocks him out afterwards. So he can do it, but then he's useless. So if he does it and he misses, that's bad times for everyone. But he can't save her, and she gets, infected with this weird toxin, and they find this girl, this weird bunny-eared girl, who helps them. That's what the black stuff is on her arm. It's actually trying to pull the toxin out.
Okay.
But it ends up, it's not really a super spoiler. It ends up that they do still have to chop her hand off. So these kids they're not treating these kids gently.
So there is a solid reason to be watching this. There's consequences. It's not just a light-hearted adventure, with dark moments.
Yeah.
It's an actual almost grim dark adventure.
Well, the third one, the third one especially, as you can see, our robot boy is being tortured. Not going to go into why or how, but he is being tortured. There are extreme consequences to this afterwards. They make friends. So they make friends with a girl down here. They've reached a really, really deep point in the abyss now. And they meet a girl down here, and they make friends with her, and bad things happen. I'm just gonna say bad things happen.
Okay, I think to make sure Nasuth doesn't spoil anything or dig himself into an abyss, I feel the important takeaway here is that this is a rough series where bad things can happen, where no one is invulnerable, even though we have our main protagonist that
even though they're making progress, it's at a cost.
Yeah. Even though they should, in theory, have plot armor, nothing stops them from quote unquote losing a hand.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This one's come up a number of times for me. Like, a number of people have said you should watch Made in Abyss.
Yeah, everyone said that to me.
I did watch the majority of the first season, but I can't remember why I stopped. I just did. So, because of the enthusiasm behind this and how creative it looks and how non-gut punchy it is, or it doesn't pull its punches. That's what I meant to say. I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah,
I am gonna give it a go.
At least the movies.
I think it's even still got that.
How many movies are there?
So there are 3 movies. There's 1 season, but the second season is on its way.
So can you watch the movies without seeing the season?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
As a just slight digression, why is it that every super sci-fi torture chair still has gears on the side of it?
Well, this is more steampunk, but still, yes.
I love that style. It's cool.
It's so good. And I think it even still has that, did I say that already? It has that kind of sharp shock ending where stuff, there is a resolution, but things also stop right there. Obviously, there's probably going to be more. I think there's even a 4th movie planned at some point.
Wow. So wait, do you know if the second season follows on after the movies, or is it after where the first season left off?
I think, as I understand it, it may be a slightly different. Did you watch? So you watched it. Was it about the little girl, or was it about her mother?
It was about the girl.
It was about the girl. Okay. So yeah, I think the first 2 movies cover the first season, and the second or the third movie covers like the beginning of what will be season 2. I think.
Okay. Feels I don't know if this has happened before, but it feels odd that you have a series which is then covered by a couple of movies, and then more movies go beyond the series. But then to eventually get a second series, it feels, I don't know, it just feels odd to me.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
It was a bit Demon Slayer to me.
I think I'm gonna start with the anime more than the movies.
Then you feel free. Yeah, feel free.
Yeah.
So I want to take this into a different direction.
Please do.
Right. Castlevania.
Ah.
Okay.
So we've definitely watched here on the show.
Right. I've definitely watched all 4 seasons. Who else has watched this?
I've seen Castlevania season 1 and a little bit season 2, and I'm in love with Alucard because I'm biased for men with long hair, and I love him. So
Fair.
I love Vlad Tepes, but still has long hair.
The dry, depressive humor as well.
Grow your hair, dude.
If I had any hair. But
all of you.
Getting cold. Right. So my question, mostly for you, Sarah, is how do you feel about a series like Castlevania, where the main protagonist has such thick, heavy plot armor? Because let's face it,
he should have died so many times.
Yeah.
Just the first season alone.
Trevor Belmont is just a human, and he's gone against fucking, golems that fucking have Medusa effects. Like, I look at you, you turn stone. Oh no, that was a laser, wasn't it? It was a laser. But yeah, still, like, again, try not to spoil anything. But like, how does it feel when you have a character that is just like, you're not superhuman. You are just, yes, you come
really
from a lineage.
Human.
Yeah, you come from a line of monster hunters, but still, your plot armor be thick, yo. How does that make you feel?
I never really care about protags, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like more the secondary characters. Is that weird?
Okay.
No.
Because the way sometimes people write protags as like superhuman people with so much plot armor, and I just get bored. And the people that are more interesting are like the secondary characters. And
Xeno and Loz have this love of Second Guy to the Left, which is a great trope.
Guy from the left, but yes.
So yeah. I thought it was second when you said it. Anyway, so you're not the main character. You're just on screen with them occasionally, and you have your own role to play.
Yeah.
Whereas I like to think of the Lancer trope, which is the rival support character to the main guy, and in some situations as strong as, but in others, sometimes even stronger, but is not the main character, and so doesn't have plot armor, and often dies because they have to make the plot happen. So in this case you'd have Cypher, who is definitely the foil to our dear Trevor, and romantic partner, but definitely very, very different.
Some of the evil characters that aren't our protagonists are extremely interesting.
Yeah, that's why I like them. That's why I like bad guys more than good guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what Thaylien has said has actually massively triggered me into thinking, how do you feel about the girlfriend in the fridge?
Oh no.
Oh,
do you know the trope? For a start, do you know the trope?
Well, it's technically
in the fridge.
It's technically the beautiful corpse. A very good example is the Spider-Man one with what's her name? The blonde.
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy. She actually dies in almost all Spider-Man iterations, and is, forever held as an example of his mistakes and what he did wrong. And
I think that's a different trope, but similar.
No. It's
Yeah,
so it's,
and the girlfriend in the fridge one is an iteration on that, where there's a possibility that they could come back.
No. The girlfriend in the fridge one is basically, it was with Carl Rayner as the Green Lantern. He was doing his girlfriendly thing. Sorry, his superhero thing. He was doing, and he came back and discovered that his girlfriend had been murdered and put in a literal fridge. Right, and the whole idea is that her death only served the purpose of furthering his character development, right? That's the trope where people, it's like that character didn't exist for any other reason, right? Kind of similar to Gwen Stacy, right? But it, they didn't exist outside of just to die in the future. So, with that in mind, how do you guys feel about that trope? Especially with the mentality of the horror genre.
Higurashi does that, I think. Yeah, I think so. Can't remember, but yeah.
In what way?
Maybe it's the main guy. It's been a while. Yeah. Like
it certainly looks like a very bloody anime.
It's really fucked up, basically.
It's a
like
show.
Elfen Light or Elfen Lied, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a character in there that you get the feeling that the only reason they're there is to die, so that all the other characters are horrified or driven by it.
Yeah. I think that's what I remember, yeah.
So are you okay with that?
I think so. Yeah. Because it makes it interesting, even though it's still a trope, but I find that interesting.
Or would you prefer they actually get some character development going on before that happens, to make them actually, a meaningful character before they die?
Oh yeah, that should happen, because then you get invested into them, right? Instead of just being the character that dies, so for the main character to have character development. Yeah, I rather that than yeah.
Yeah, so certainly it's better for them to have more meaning, but behind their death than just like, I don't know who the hell that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise it'd be like, okay, that's a character that is someone who's important, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't really care about them because I know nothing about them.
Yeah.
As with most tropes, it really depends on how it's carried out, right? It can either be done really cheaply just to try and tug at your heartstrings or whatever, or it can be done really well where there's actual meaning behind it, and you understand who these people are and why this should be such a big impact, and not just, oh no they did, now I sad.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Sad and angry.
You can see how that ties into the topic on our current show. It's the wife of Dracula. We're introduced to the show with her, her character's kind of introduction, and then smash cut straight to the consequences. There's no time to breathe on it. You see how this is going, your mind starts working on the character, and then suddenly, nope, that's it. And there is that aspect of she's the girlfriend in the fridge, almost. She's the beautiful corpse for Dracula for the whole show.
I agree with that, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world, because Dracula isn't the main character, right? It wouldn't. I don't think it carries as much weight as if it was. Crap, what was the
as if it was Cypher, for example.
Yes, Cypher. If it was Cypher, I think it would mean more, because Trevor is our leading protagonist, right? But because it was Dracula and I can't remember her name, his wife,
his wife.
it doesn't carry as much negative connotations in story development.
They're more just the impetus, the starting point that gets the ball rolling for everyone, for our real characters.
I think I brought it up before when we last talked about Castlevania. For you, Sarah, if you watch the show through, enjoy it. There was a YouTube group kind of project called One Villainous Scene, and a couple of people that I really like their channel anyway picked the one of the end scenes of Castlevania, and it really does kind of break down why we enjoy quite so much of the character of Dracula and the side characters that support him rather than the main characters. It's a really good breakdown of the show, so hey,
I'll check it out.
But it definitely picks up on that original scene of making Dracula's bride into a beautiful corpse for him for the show.
Nice. It'll be interesting to check it out, and just like as not many, I feel like it's good to find people who feel the same way as I do, in like why I watch these type of shows and why I enjoy these types of genres and stuff. Yeah.
Sometimes they can put it into words better than, like, if I find something like that, sometimes they can put it into words better than I can.
Yeah.
I know talk good. People talk better.
Yeah, exactly.
Does anyone have any direction they want to take this conversation in next?
Lead the way. I am still riding this one because I don't really watch.
Okay, so there's okay. I want to pitch it to Sarah here. Okay, right. Hear me out. Not enough people have seen this series. It needs to happen, right? Guys, come on, guys, come on.
I still need to watch this, to be honest.
It's right. Okay, it's really good. So the whole premise is right.
Boy.
You know, right? Okay, guys, you can give me count. The whole premise is that the main protagonist, he is wrapped up in something that he was never intended to, right? Literally and figuratively. It turns out that the world is basically secretly run by an evil organization of, call them meta-humans, right? That can turn themselves into hulking monsters, hulking monstrosities. These monsters are, you know, twice the size of a normal person, probably about twice as stacked as the Hulk, right? And absolutely fecking massive, right? The really interesting side of this is the sort of like guerrilla warfare that happens between the main protagonist and I'm trying to think and this evil organization. So, for example, the evil organization, they work out who the main protagonist is fairly early on. You know, it's I think it's like episode 2 or 3. They work it out, and they they start using underhanded strategies, like, you know, they start targeting the main protagonist's friends. They start targeting his family. It then turns into spoiler territory, and I don't want to go into it. But the whole point is that this kid's world gets so fucked up. It's not like a Power Rangers show where, you know, the rude kids with attitude, they can still go to high school and you know, Rita Repulsa isn't gonna fucking send monsters to them while they're at the most vulnerable. No, she respects them too much for some reason, right? But, you know, they target the school, right? This evil organization targets the school. They murder people, like, and cover it up. It's so this is like a really impressive series, and it's one of the early writings in sort of like the science fiction genre that I actually really like. And I've read like up to volume 29, 30, something like that. And I just feel that people don't give this enough chance because it's just villain of the week. Oh, it's dumb. Oh, he's just super. Oh, it's just like fucking Dragon Ball Z. No.
People comparing to Dragon Ball Z.
That's not even his final form.
Oh god, I prefer it's not. But anyway, so I mean,
There
it's
is
a series.
something more gigantic behind that. Let's be perfectly honest.
Have you actually watched it?
No.
Wow.
But you have.
I love that pause.
Fucking.
You
set me
have
up
gone
with
on. You've gone on about it for so long that I already know.
It feels like I've watched it, yeah.
Come on, guys, just watch it.
Again?
Guyver.
MacGyver. Okay.
No.
The Guyver.
The Guyver.
The Guyver.
The Guyver.
Because MacGyver is American, and we don't want to watch that.
He's destroying aliens with toothpicks and rubber bands.
Yeah, there's too many toothpicks and paper clips involved in that one.
Is it on? Where can you watch it?
Funimation, it looks like.
Yeah.
Nice.
Currently on
okay.
Funimation.
Cool.
Although I don't know if that's true in the UK. That may not be true in the UK.
This episode brought to you by NordVPN.
Not quite. But no, the
Although drop us a link, drop us a comment, guys. We really would like to have a bit of sponsorship sometime. It might help out.
Oh yeah, totally. But the just to point out that Funimation is supposed to bring all of its library of shows and things over to Crunchyroll now that they've merged. Right? Or rather, it's weird because Funimation bought out Crunchyroll, but I think because the branding with Crunchyroll is so much better than the branding of the Funimation streaming platform, they decided...
It's like Google buying YouTube and then getting rid of Google Video because YouTube just had the better branding.
What the fuck was Google Video?
Oh my god. Wait,
I think Loz just shuddered as well.
But see, that's my point exactly. If you don't know about Google Video...
Nasuth, what is this image?
There's a
No, it's perfect. Everything's covered. Everything's covered. Perfect Blue is actually a really dark movie. Really dark movie.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, Thaylien, I'm so glad you were there.
No, everything is covered. I promise.
Sure.
It was part of a photo shoot in the movie. She's a model who used to be a pop idol. Okay, it's fine. Fine, everything's fine.
Just that whole description sounds like it's getting worse.
Stop.
Yep. So it's gonna call you out. You're an imposter, right? Okay. So, anyone want to take this conversation in any other direction right
now?
Okay. I got a question. Looking at our topic, our stuff. Do you prefer more fantasy horror? Or does like more real to life type horror? Does that appeal to you as well?
I like both. Yeah.
Or sadness. I shouldn't just limit it to horror since Grave of the Fireflies just came up. Sad ones too.
Grave of the Fireflies is fucking sad.
It's so fucked. Oh,
made me cry so much.
Back when I was in Anime Society. In my early university days, this was our litmus test. If you watch this movie and do not cry, you are a soulless human being.
What? I'm not. Okay, so every single time I talk about potentially watching Grave of the...
good time, and I feel so attacked right now.
So, like, every single time I talk about, like, oh, maybe I should watch Grave of the Fireflies, everyone just turns around and says, like, don't want to be sad and depressed, do not watch Grave of the Fireflies. I'm like...
Basically, yeah.
Is it?
It's definitely a depressive thing.
I mean, it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
But it's very true to life of, like, what happened in that era in Japan.
Oh,
yeah.
This was Ghibli before Ghibli, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, if anyone's confused by that sentence, it's basically the same people that turned into Studio Ghibli. before they actually founded Studio Ghibli. That's you know.
Yeah.
So you'll notice a lot of similarities in all the animation styles, the backgrounds, everything else. But
the fact that it's absolutely gorgeous, even the bad, even the bad stuff is drawn so amazingly.
But at the
so
same
detailed.
time, it is a very sad movie.
Yeah,
it is not made for the good feels, unlike a lot of the other.
And that's
Ghibli
why
movies.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like my favorite sad movie of anime wise is, one of them is obviously Grave of the Fireflies, but I really like Your Name.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told to watch that.
And it's so good. I watched it like in the cinema twice, and I love everything about it because like one of my favorite bands is like is the OST of the movie, and I love the way it's written. I love the characters. I love actually all the characters because they don't annoy me. And I love like there's a bit in the movie where it makes you feel like fuck. I feel why you like this, and you're just like hoping for good things to happen, especially at the end. You're like, if you don't do this, I will smack you on the head. But like it was actually a good, it was a really good movie, and I haven't seen like I'm really glad like that type of movie came out like at the time. So yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the movie was. There was a very cliche one back when I was publishing comic books that somebody dropped in my grab bag at one of the conventions just as a free movie. So the Voices of a Distant Star.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Which I quite liked as a concept because it was never supposed to be a happy thing. It was a sci-fi with teenagers piloting mechs, and the overarching theme of it was that she would send back messages via just normal text mail from her phone, which took the normal amount of time to get back to their planet. So the first one would be taking a month, the next one would take years, and the person she was sending them to was a teenager at the time, but by the end of it, this person has had time to go through military training and is in like his late 20s, and the last one took 12 years to get to him. And he gets it just before he ships out to go join them. So we have no idea whether the original person that's sending these messages, we've no idea what's happened to her over the last 12 years since we saw her write that message, and neither does he. And it's going to take him all that time to get out there as well to join them. So
I really want that as an anime.
Poignant kind of thing. Yeah, it's something you could really explore with a bit of a series behind it.
Yeah.
It's only about a 20-minute short film.
Yeah, it's such a short movie, and it makes you want more and stuff.
Yeah, it's really well done for the animation quality and everything.
Have you guys seen GunBuster?
I want to.
Vaguely, yes.
Right.
You should.
I'm not quite sure why you're giggling.
You should. I mean, it's because it's such an insane anime, but also like really grounded in I know why you picked this. Go ahead. Yeah.
So like, so first off, this show doesn't know how to slow down. Right, it just gets faster and faster and faster. Right, it's crazy in that regard. Stop giggling.
No,
right, you're making them think it's funny. It's not a funny series. Right.
It's a little funny.
What?
Well,
okay.
That's a little funny right there.
Okay, the important side of this is the fact that it's dealing with the
Time dilation, the speed of light stuff.
Yes. Yes, the law of relativity.
Yes. Yeah, relativistic time and speed and
Yeah. So the whole point is that as you get faster, time slows down for you. So the closer the speed of light you get, the universe around you is actually going at its normal pace, but for you it's slowing right down. And
so a journey that for you took only a couple of months took the rest of the universe several years. So
yes,
you've only aged a couple of months while they've aged years.
Yes, and it is actually crazy because so people like live out their full lives and things on Earth when someone who's gone out to do some military skirmish has gone out for like, I don't know, maybe 6 months. They come back and like pretty much everyone they know. So it's
sorry,
it's
could you say it again? You cut out.
Oh, sorry. So basically, when they have this military skirmish and things, they go out for like a couple of months and things. But by the time they come back, time has progressed so much that pretty much everyone's dead, right?
Yeah.
And it's
they've outlived their whole family.
I don't want to give it away, but the last time jump is yeah.
Oh yeah. But like one of the amazing things about the show is, I think it's like the 3rd episode or something. They actually, you have to pause it, but they break down how the maths and the physics works to explain all of this stuff.
As batshit crazy as the show can be, the science in it is really well done.
Yeah. So I think it's only 6 episodes. You could get it done in like 2-3 hours. It's great. It's absolutely amazing. And then they did a sequel series called Die-Buster, which have we seen Die-Buster? Did we watch it with Nasuth?
No, we haven't.
No. We only watched. So yeah,
it was it's also Gainax. It was like their 2nd project, I think.
Yes.
Their first being Nadia. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this is a great series, and especially with regards to that whole time dilation stuff that Voices of the Distant Star has.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think realistically, the importance is recognizing for GunBuster, it's the other side. You're seeing it from, from the
person who's going out on the trips rather than
Yeah. So rather than sending the message, there you go. So that's that.
Not really much on the dark side. Well, it's a little bit dark, but it's a little bit dark.
It's not dark at all.
It's not really dark.
I don't know what show you're thinking of, but anyway.
Well, she does get sad at her dad,
I mean, that's dark.
Spoiler alert.
I didn't say why she gets sad at him.
Yeah. Still. So, what's next on the agenda, Xeno, sir?
Right. Okay. So I think we're done with the topic. I need now to find there's the doc again. Oh, good old Google Docs. And it's time to go over the supporter questions. Do you want to bigify us?
No, I don't. I don't do that at all.
So, wow. Right. So, supporter questions. So our first one is from the cooler Thaylien. Right. Before we start the supporter questions, I'm going to ask everyone to make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share if you can. If you can, it really helps. So the Kulian Thaylien asks, "What are you drinking right from your cup?" I wasn't actually drinking anything from my cup. My cup has water in it.
So does mine. I had some coffee earlier, though.
I wish I had whiskey right now, but I don't.
Aww.
But water!
However, I have cherry Pepsi Max.
I have just finishing a cup of nice rooibos tea, and when it runs out, I'm going to refresh with some hot chocolate.
I love your cup, by the way.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I want one. It's so cool.
Stainless steel lining, so it keeps drinks warm.
I have a stainless steel, whatever's those chassis cups, I think.
Chalice.
Chalice. That's what I meant. Chalice.
Everyone should have a chalice.
Warframe. Chalice. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just looking up at my
Got a
shelf full of
goat on
glasses.
it.
I've got so much I could be using for the stream, but I chose this one. I even have a
next,
bright metallic pineapple.
Next, we have Diet Coke Xenogelion. Probably a terrible flavor. This week's show is about horror and sadness in our anime shows. But what about sheer horror, sadness, and genuine disappointment that happens whenever supporter brings up Sakaguchi? Fucking Christ.
I had nothing to do with it, I swear to God. I had nothing to do with it.
Fuck you, Thaylien. I'm outing you on this one.
Well, I am the Diet Coke Xeno at the moment. I've got a completely ineffective beard, and I'm not nearly so charming.
I have to know if Sarah's seen Ratsukidoji. I have to know.
Don't. Love of God, don't.
What's the English English translation?
Legend of the Overfiend.
No.
Don't watch
Good.
it. Don't watch it.
Why is everyone so?
It's not a normal anime. It is of the
adult content.
It's a meme. It's it was one of the first ones that really shocked people.
Just saying the name will get you demonetized.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So
it's why he mumbled it.
The next question from Diet Coke Xenogelion. With a full month gone and no sign of Laws, I'm having a hard time coming up with long questions for Xeno to read out slowly to annoy him. Back to basics. Since our guest is already a functional anime character, what anime-themed avatar would the Kanpai Cast create for their own VTuber career? Loz is glaring at me. Yes, Thaylien is choosing not to write really long questions because you're not here. He's pointing at Thaylien on the monitor. Anyway, right. So, okay, fine. To be honest, I would love a Tekkaman Blade VTuber. Like, I would, just power suit, like giant fucking shoulder pads, like
transforming elements.
Well, I would have the shoulder pads open up and things.
Yeah, so you could use that for expressions and things.
Yeah,
very similar to our
I
dear
have
Sarah's.
some expressions.
Sarah has a talking spell. I mean, which is damn cool.
What? Yeah, I have some expressions like dead and love, yeah, and evil eye size, yeah, get, and then I guess wink, yeah.
Yay.
Awesome. What about you, Nasuth? What would you create for your VTuber avatar?
Well, obviously it would be what I am right now. But so if we're doing
fully animated,
fully animated, and if we're doing anime based sort of, well, no, I've got scarf arms.
Chop off your arms.
We've got Among Us hands going on.
But if I'm doing like an anime sort of twist to it, I can shoot off the little fingers on my scarf like miniature rocket fists.
Rocket punch.
I just noticed you don't have any arms.
I have scarf arms.
You have no arms. Just face it out. You're armless.
I'm a monster.
He's completely armless.
Anyway, and what about you, Thaylien?
I think. Well, I brought up the soot sprite for Notice Me Senpai. Well, I'd go with that, but slowly over time, I would evolve it until I'm a full pirate.
Ooh, a pirate
What the fuck?
VTuber.
Because mateys, pirates are the best VTubers.
I
Don't
love
you know
pirate.
That's the weirdest Pokemon evolution I've ever heard of.
Well, no, because you imagine it's a soot sprite. It gets hands, and then it gets a hat, and then of course all VTubers eventually get some kind of mascot. And so I'd get a parrot to sit on my shoulder, and just go from there.
So how could you not be a pirate? Right. Okay. So moving on,
exactly.
we've got the comments from last week's episode. So Zrugel says daylight savings time is silly, and I completely agree.
Completely agree.
Our daylight savings time is at the end of this month,
It's
which is stupid.
Sunday the
because
27th.
yeah, because all the Americans had it last week or this week.
If
last week,
memory
yeah.
serves, America has it based on the lunar calendar as opposed to.
Of course, why wouldn't they? They're all obsessed with their horoscopes over there, and debating whether a Leo is compatible.
Everyone knows we don't.
See, his internet's just turned out to garbage, so we can't hear him anymore.
No.
Right. Okay. Next.
People literally like base their personality on, their horoscopes. So.
Yep.
I'm a psychotherapist. Oh, that's great. I'm an Aquarius.
Yep.
Very annoying.
Right. Next, we have Trex Paddock. In relation to the episode being late last week, don't worry, you're all well worth the wait. Wow, that's quite surprising considering it was like 3 hours long.
Wow, you said that wrong. It's y'all. Y'all.
Yeah.
We don't say that over here.
No.
We don't do that over here.
Y
I
apostrophe
can't do it.
A-L-L. You all.
You all, yeah, it's you all.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like how that we pronounce it bottle of water, but there are in fact T's and things in there. Okay.
I don't say my T's in any of my words. To be honest, that's why.
Well played. I'm so glad you actually said it that way.
Anyway,
that's almost like a Porky Pig kind of thing, going sort of stuttering and saying, "Whoa, no, something completely different."
Right. That's it for the comments from last week. We're now going to move on to probably my favorite part of this episode.
I think it's everyone's favorite part of the show.
Memes. Yep.
The memes.
Right.
Me.
Winter 2022. Attack on Titan. My Dress Up Darling. I don't know what that one is. I think, is that World End?
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
So
this is the you know this meme. They're interested in this kid while this kid is drowning. So these are all the shows that they're already being pushed off to the side, and then the one at the very bottom, Poor Stone Ocean. So easily forgotten.
We are still waiting for the next part of it to come out. Like,
True.
I don't think there's been any news on that whatsoever.
Who knows?
Well, aside from the news section at the beginning of the show where Nasuth explained that lockdown's finally ending and they'll maybe be able to start doing things again.
Maybe.
True.
Right,
True.
So number 2, me discovering anime through well-written, story-driven shows, 80% of it being over-perverted, degenerate shit.
It's what I do.
I'm a good guy. I don't watch degenerate shit. I'm joking.
Now, I don't know who any of these are except for, obviously, My Dress Up Darling, but...
Top one is Rent a Girlfriend. The one after that is The Major from 86. The one after that is My Dress Up Darling. And then the one
I know
to
who
that
this one
the
is.
character From... No, not that one.
Right. This
The one next to that
The one they're using.
Oh god, it's someone from one of the Monogatari series. I just don't know.
Right. So, well, the point is that, every year the best girl changes. But if you're really a Terra Chad, there's only one best girl.
Yep, Speedwagon.
Speedwagon.
Also, that Terra Chad is just... Ugh.
Yeah.
This one.
I found a way to sneak it in after all. If people use Aqua for memes, does that make her useful? Huh? Sorry, that was a strange question to ask.
Yes, I saw that one. And I was complaining to Loz. I think I was complaining to Loz about this. I was complaining to someone about this. How Nasuth keeps on using this sodding format from fucking Attack on Titan, and then people have started adapting other shows to the same fucking format. Fucking hate it, Nasuth.
You're welcome.
This one's
You're welcome. Fellas, listen. If your favorite hero wears America's colors, is blonde, loves to smile, and is strong, that's right. That's your favorite hero. Homelander. Good old Homelander.
Yep.
Indeed.
Boys.
I can't wait for more of that, too. And finally, when he picks you up and spins you around.
That's amazing.
Oh, dear God.
And we thought people that could twerk really knew how to crack their back.
Oh, jeez. Right. So, first one of mine. When you arrive home from school to do your homework, but you're too tired to actually get started. This is
yes. I too transform into a tiny anime girl with pink hair.
Yep, you of course
What
you do.
is she wearing on her head?
Yeah, what are those?
I don't know.
They're like cat ears, but they're not.
No, they're just like
So
Odango, but they're just the caps off, so they, stick to the hair, just like hair clips.
So this is from Spy Family, which is due to start in April 2022. So.
For those of non-Xeno listeners, there is an X in there.
Shut up,
Spy
you!
X.
Shut
in
up!
Case you have to search.
Fuck you! You don't pronounce
In case you have to look it up on the internet and spell it out.
I'm pretty sure if I put in Spy Family, I'm still going to get it. Hold on.
No, you're going to get that 90s movie that was made after Spy Kids.
Yeah.
No, I get Spy X Family. So fuck, I said.
That's because.
Next one.
Oh my god.
Okay, Samuel L. Jackson, after reading the script and realizing his character doesn't say motherfucker once.
What the fuck?
Yes, motherfucker.
My third one. Right, okay. So this is my best of darling. So we got love and we got love.
Oh my dear.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Love,
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yep.
She's such a good girl.
Then we've got oh good god. Jojo fans
What the fuck?
What is this? I never thought there was trash memes.
So this is trash taste.
Yeah, trash taste memes. So I love trash taste.
Yep. So JoJo's fans comparing the biggest conflicts. And then my last meme for this week. When the main MC doesn't get your hints, I'm in love with you, you dense motherfucker.
Me.
Oh.
It's literally me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Wait. That
Stop breaking things.
and then that. Yes.
No, you should just be able to hit the big one.
Oh well, whatever. I did that instead.
Okay, that is it
Worked.
for our memes. We are coming towards the end of the show. Sarah, it's been absolutely fantastic having you on the show. And next week we'll be having Stella D on, and the topic is iconic anime movies. So,
Nice.
right.
From all of us here, it's been a pleasure having you, Sarah, Xeno, Nasuth, and myself. We'll see you all next time. And I may even be replaced by the actual main character.
Yep.
MDR.
No,
Maybe back.
we're gonna have to set up a 5-person display now.
Oh, God. So that's it for this week. Everyone get ready to sign off. So countdown 3, 2, 1.
Kanpai!
Bye.